So please welcome this week's special guest, Paul. Welcome, Paul. So first off, Ronnie, what is Paul to you?
This is Paul. Paul, I found one morning, bound and gagged in a bunker on the golf course next to our house.
David, would you tell us how you know Paul?
This is my driver, Paul, and he refuses to drink pints because his hands are so small.
And finally, Sarah, your relationship with Paul?
This is my newsagent, Paul, and he once asked me to watch the shop for 10 minutes, and by the time he came back, I'd broken a window and there was a little boy had his head stuck in a crisp box.
Right, there we are. Ronnie's gagged golfer, David's small-handed driver, or Sarah's unfortunate newsagent. Lee, where would you like to start?
Ronnie,
Yes.
this bunker.
Yes.
What were you doing? This is early in the morning.
Very early in the morning, because I go out very early in the morning, about maybe 7:15, 7:20.
On the golf course?
On the golf course.
In case anyone wants to use you as a tee.
It is upsetting.
It is upsetting.
Mind you, I shouldn't worry, because the other day I walked out in my big golfing flat hat and the greenkeeper rushed out and says, "These bloody mushrooms are early this year." So thank you.
So you saw him on the... You saw him...
To be truthful, the two dogs, they went into the bunker. I thought, well, they're sniffing about that. And I went over there, and there Paul was, bound and gagged, in the sand, in the bunker.
And then what happened?
Well, then he was coming round, because I think he'd had a bit of a night the night before, so I tapped him on the cheeks gently like that, and when I was tapping the cheeks and I'd undone the stringy thing and string around your ankles, you were really relieved, came round, didn't you? And I took you back home to Anne for a cup of tea, a cup of bit of toast, and the dogs were very pleased to have found him. He'd been there all night.
What was this? Was this some sort of prank? I mean, was it a stag do or something?
Well, I didn't want to be too nosy about it. I wanted to look after him, get on the phone to his friend,
right,
have him collected and off the bloody premises.
Has he kept in touch?
We have, really, haven't we? Because we found that your wife was quite friendly with one of my daughters, I think. I remember we haven't seen enough of each other, actually.
Who else would you like to question?
OK, David.
Yes. When you say he's he's your driver, I mean, he's picked you up on occasions.
He was the driver on several series of Peep Show.
So you're a professional chauffeur, are you?
He's not allowed to answer, Julie.
He's a professional driver, yes.
Have you ever picked me up?
He's not allowed to answer.
Are we allowed to see your hands?
Yeah, you can hold your hands out.
Oh, you could hold a pint of lager. What nonsense.
What's wrong with those?
I've got tiny hands.
Have you?
Yeah, probably smaller
You're
than
my
his.
kind of lady.
David, tell us about the whole business with the pints, then.
What Paul told me is that he always chooses to drink bottled beer because when he holds a pint, his
Wait, this isn't at the wheel, is it? This is...
No, but on a night out, he chooses to drink bottled beer rather than pints because he gets laughed at for holding a pint glass because he sort of has to use two hands.
That small? Are you sure they're not serving it in buckets?
Maybe there's some course you could go on to make your hands bigger.
Should speak to Ronnie about that. Now, what about Sarah, Lee?
OK, so how old were you?
It was only a couple of months ago.
Are you a regular in his shop?
Yeah, buy a lot of chocolate.
And what happened while you were in charge?
Well, I was trying to shut one of the windows because it was quite cold, and you had like quite high ceilings. You know those sticks that have got the hook on the end that you can shut a window, and it sort of went through the window.
What's the shop called?
Paul's.
It's called Paul's, is it?
Yeah.
Paul.
Just Paul's?
Yeah.
Not Paul's shop?
No. Well,
Paul's.
it's obviously a shop.
To be fair, Marks and Spencer's.
about this boy who got his head
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
in
him.
a box of crisps?
Well,
How
was
did
it-
that come about?
It was at the end of the school time, sort of 4 o'clock, and there was a rush of little kids, and one of them just wanted to get himself some crisps out the box, and it was the last one, and he got his head stuck in because he sort of went in.
The cardboard boxes with all the crisps in
Yeah,
the
with the
hole.
hole. Yeah. He couldn't quite reach, so he
He
went
put
in
his head in,
first.
and it was stuck.
Yeah.
And you couldn't think of any way to unstick him.
Well, I don't really do kids.
The crisp box thing doesn't ring true. They're not that big, are they? You have to put your head in.
If it was a little boy, you know, he hasn't got a head, no offence, the size of yours.
His arms are of reasonable length, presumably.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We need a guess from you, Lee. Is Paul Ronnie's bunker buddy, David's tiny-handed driver, or Sarah's unfortunate newsagent?
He does look like a driver.
Can I have a look at the back of your head? Can you turn around to the back of your head? Yeah. Do you recognise the back of his head, Julian?
He's a driver.
But I don't believe he's a northern shopkeeper because his shirt is too nicely ironed.
See, this is the dilemma now. The dilemma is...
You're saying there's no chance of it being
It's
Ronnie's.
unlikely, but I'm not saying it's definite, right? I want that to be true more than any other story I've ever heard in my life. Because that's what I want to see Ronnie doing in the big chair next time. You're not going to believe it. I can't do the voice. All right, I can't do the voice. And if I could, I wouldn't keep doing it.
Ronnie, can you do an impression of Rob?
No.
I've never felt the need to do an impression of Rob.
You want the glasses?
I love the glasses, yes. There we are. How about it? There we are. Oh, my word. Goodness me. And in a packed programme tonight. Good Lord, you get vertigo in those.
Oh, God. Nobody without these, you know. God.
So, what are you going to go for?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's the driver.
You think it's David's driver? Holly?
Yeah, I think it's David's driver.
I think it might be Sarah because she looks like the kind of person that could break a window and almost kill a small boy in 10 minutes. I'm going to overrule my team and say it's Sarah.
Oh, bold.
OK, you're
gonna go with
saying
my
that
gut
it's
feeling,
Sarah and the
and I'm gonna say
newsagent. OK. Paul, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Paul, I'm David's driver, and I don't think time's putting the hands are small.
Yes, well, if ever there was a harsher warning of the dangers of a fascist state, I'd like to see it. Thank you very much, Paul. So, at the end of that round, David's team have 2 points and Lee's team have 4.
Thanks for watching. You know what would be great is if you liked and subscribed. I'm so needy, I'm so sorry. And why not come and see me live? And the tickets are available at sarahmillican.co.uk. Put the kettle on and settle in.